Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Sasquatch Dark Secrets. I'm your host, Nikki Colon, and we are going to dive deep into one of the most controversial photos of the Bigfoot community. The mysterious photo enhanced by Todd Gatewood and M.K. Davis. This image has sparked heated debates, raising more questions than answers. How was the photo created? What documentation and evidence support the extraordinary claims being made about this image? We're going to explore the parameters of the enhancement process and the implication it has on Bigfoot research. I want to appreciate you all for being here. I see you all out there in the chat. Thank you for finding me over here on the new channel. And if you see somebody that should be here, make sure to send them the link so they can find their way. Tonight, I've got joining me in this intense discussion, two guests, Tate Hieronymus, the creator of Sasquatch, the Search for Sabe series on YouTube, and Brent Dill, the tall ones. So together we're going to seek to unravel the truth behind the photo, exploring every single challenge that comes along and the evidence. We're going to see where it leads us, right? So let's confront those dark secrets and see where this controversy takes us. So let's bring on the guys.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Good to be here. Congratulations on episode number 1 today. Good topic. Yeah, number 1.
Got to do what we got to do so we can talk about this stuff.
I agree.
Let's bring on Tate.
Hello. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Sure can.
Perfect.
Thanks for coming on and having this discussion tonight. It's probably going to piss some people off and maybe get some people to say right on, too. I think a lot of people have been talking about this stuff for a while, and kind of hard to do that, in places. But this photo sparked whirlwind controversy, from the methods used to create it to the claims that it represents undeniable evidence that the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot footage is real, but that there are many questions that need to be answered. How was that photo enhanced? We've got all kinds of different things that have been said about that. And what does it support? So let's see what we can do about that. I'm going to shuffle us around a little bit here. And let's put us on this one. There we go. So we're going to start off here and see where we go first. So let's do a little homework before we get started. Copyright disclaimer, you guys, got to be said. Everything we're going to be showing tonight has been publicly put out there on social media. Okay, there's nothing that is it's public. It's for all of us. We can look at it. Okay,
it's not like we hacked into somebody's account and stole.
Right. We using it for the purpose of criticism and comments and news reporting and for teaching, right? It's a little bit of letting people know of what that other side, because every story has two sides and we're just one of those sides. So it is fair use, and we're going to be using those videos, or we really didn't use any videos for this one. We're going to put a bunch of screenshots and we're going to remain, we're not going to be putting down anybody. We're just going to be going after the facts here. So I wanted to make that real clear. And this is the photo that we're talking about. It's actually there's the whole video from the PNG was enhanced by Todd Gatewood and with MK. Okay. So, according to, let me get my other paper out here. There's claims that Todd got the photos from MK Davis, and MK Davis says that he obtained photos from Patricia out of a shoebox, and that these were the best photos he had ever seen. And that's where they had originally started, enhancing and working. And I have to say, some of MK's stuff on the film is really good. I think he did his due diligence on creating a more stabilized version of the Patterson Gimlin film.
As far as I know, he was the first one, I think, to do it.
Yeah. In that manner. Now, we know his background, and he does do a lot of film work and, what does he do?
Astrophotography.
Astrophotography, and he has that discipline, and he can do all that stuff. But sometimes you can overdo it, in my opinion. Creating stuff that's really not there. The more and more you start enhancing stuff that's not there, it starts creating something different. And that's kind of what we're talking about, and the claims that have been made on that. So let me see if I wanted to change this here.
So this is this is from what, frame 350?
I think 352.
352.
Yeah. And you can see the succession of photos that have come from that film. I've used this frame before, 67. In 1992, you had the enhanced version that I believe was created by Bill Munns, right, Tate?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. Because I don't think MK Davis was already doing anything with the film until later. So as far as I know, MK was the first one to really analyze and, clear up the videos or frames, different frames. It's just, you look at the 2023 one, like it looks like its mouth is kind of open. In the 1992 one, you don't see that.
Right. And that's when it's
completely different.
It's, the whole image really takes on a whole different appearance.
Yeah.
So here on the left is in the enhanced version of Todd Gatewood and MK. Okay, that is theirs. And then this is the other version of their work as well. Both of these are theirs. Okay, but one doesn't look like the other. The enhancement is already taken a change. Okay. Now they talk about all the color changes, and the real color was really this color, and things are revolving. But for reals, the one on the left looks nothing like the one on the right. I mean, I was telling Tate, in my opinion, it kind of looks like the enhancement that they did came from that 90s version, instead of when they should have started from the original photo, because it would have been quite different. To me, it would have looked more like this one on the left. Had they come out with this one on the left, it would have looked, to me, better than all of a sudden the nose has changed, the mouth is different, everything about it kind of has changed. In the original photos, you really don't see but maybe a little bit of eye on that right side, but on their last version, you you get the eye shine and everything, and it just has completely changed.
Well, even the one on the left doesn't even look good. Like neither one looks good.
Yeah. Where's the one on the left come from? Was that?
That's their enhanced version. That's what they did. They did do an enhanced version of the whole pic of frame 352. Well, actually, the whole film, right? That we're all anticipating and waiting for somebody to drop that video. And I think the first one is going to be Civic or something. What's the name? They keep saying that guy by the name of Robert Siviak.
Oh,
seeing the whole is going to be the first time we're going to see this new version of this film. But oh, hold on, there we go. So that supposedly has more of the video, you know, has more frames, is longer, and it just doesn't make sense that would happen, that could happen. You know, we know it has 3 sequences, that first bumpy sequence in the beginning, and then you have her walking with the famous 352 turnaround, and then you have that last sequence of it kind of walking off and away. And even claims of hemorrhoids coming out and braids in the hair and all this, you know, crazy stuff that they can, I guess you can say, I guess anybody can say that, but I don't see any of that, not even in any of the close-up stuff that M.K done. But let me, I'm gonna frame that back, help me out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Remember, you guys, I'm not really paying attention to the chat right now. So if you do have a question, make sure you put that in caps so that I can pull it out a little better. And it's good to see everybody here. We're slowly raising up. Got about 27 people in the chat right now. So yeah, there we go. That's what we're comparing here. To me, it's apples and oranges. It's 2 different things.
It really is.
And then that even next enhancement. Now, I was telling Tate, I don't know who did that enhancement on the right there. I don't know if it was Todd that did that one as well, but or who it was. So if somebody out there, oh yes, Jen, hold on. I just realized that I have no wrenches out there in the world.
I could have swore I saw the same picture, but your face was on it, Tate. Did you see that?
Somewhere, I think it was.
Yeah, I think Bruce or somebody put that together. That's funny. Should have downloaded that one.
Wait, was it like a video that kind of overlapped my face or whatever?
No, it was a picture. Yeah, they put your face on this guy right here, or gal.
So apparently they're using my face, my likeness for this AI. Huh.
Well, no, it's in the coalition there, and yeah.
Oh, you know what? I bet it was Kip that made that.
Oh, Kip, yes, yeah, that's what it was, Kip.
Oh man, I gotta go find that now.
I was scrolling through to try and find some screenshots, and I came across. I'm like, what? Like that looks like Tate.
That's hilarious. Oh man, that's good.
No, he did a good job on it. Well done, Kip, if you're watching.
Oh, there you are.
He does so many of those.
He does.
Okay. Got 3 there. That should work. All right. So yeah, I mean, there you see teeth coming out and all kinds of things. People even say they see things in the eyes, but that's impossible. Okay, guys. Even for the original, you know, there's not a person in the eyes. Okay, that's taking it a little too far right there.
Yeah.
That's more
Yeah.
like something for Mike Patterson type of deal, on his heads on the fence thing. Yeah, that's possibly him in the eyeball there, but not in this. So that's
I'm
where we're
just-
going.
I'm just gonna say I'm pretty sure this AI might be. It has to follow Todd or something like, or maybe somebody made that just to joke around.
On the right.
Run it
Yeah.
program. It's hard to say what.
Well, actually, before Todd blocked me, he posted this picture in a group, and someone actually downloaded it and did more Photoshop work on it and reposted it and said it looks a lot better, which it did. It actually did look a lot better. Really kind of cleaned it up, made it less ridiculous. But yeah, so I'm sure people will have their own little versions of this. But ultimately, it comes down to that's not the real figure in the film right there. I mean, what we're looking at, that's an artist interpretation using various softwares that, it's just not evidence. It might look nice on a postcard, but that's about it. I mean, it's not going to do much for anything. It's not going to further us down the field. Definitely not worth trying to copyright it again.
No, it's just look at that. It's so bad.
So here's the thing.
67 photo. It's the whole face shape has changed.
Honestly, the 67 photo looks like the old man from Up. Like his face. It's like that square face and the big nose.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Someone superimposed that on there.
Oh my God, that'd be funny.
Yeah, and look how it's changed from 92 and then to 23. It's just completely altered, completely went.
Yes. So the one on the left here, that's Todd's, right?
It is Todd's. Both Todd's.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Those are completely different pictures. So it's like, are these supposed to be enhancements of what? Like, they're different pictures. So it's like, obviously it's not some sort of mathematical equation that's used by NASA or whatever to determine certain things, No, it's just like, they're different. Like, and, as Todd mentioned, which he doesn't bother to tell anybody when he's out there peddling this stuff, is that he used 12 to 15 different programs on this to get that picture right there on the right, 12 to 15, all free trial, of course. And so it's like, he doesn't even know how he got there. I seriously doubt he can even replicate that again, because he's like, fuck, I don't have no idea to do it. That's why the other one, his recent one that he's trying to push with the whole enhancement of the film, the whole film, it looks completely different because he probably didn't even know how to redo that there, because it's just it's just right. But that there should tell you a lot about how these enhancements should really be taken with a grain of salt, and how they are artistic interpretations depending upon what algorithm that you use with the software.
See, if he's enhancing both photos, you would think the one on the right should look more like the one on the left.
Exactly.
But the one on the right kind of looks like an artist drawing, and then he enhanced that because it's a white out background. So what did he do? Did he enhance it and then cut around the subject to like?
I think so. Yeah.
Juxtaposed it out,
Yeah. Probably to highlight the head a lot more and not have the background be kind of a distraction. But here's the thing too. It's like, so if Todd is telling us this is a legitimate upscale, this is we can use this for scientific purposes. And it's like, no, Todd, we really can't. I mean, we can't use it for much of anything other than, using it as an example of why it's such a bad idea to try and do this, and to create information that wasn't even there in the original film.
Yeah.
So I talked briefly with Steven Strufert, who he's probably out there watching.
Well, what's up, Steven?
He was invited to because he has a lot of knowledge about this. But he told me that the film used was the Kodachrome 2 colored positive, and that meant the film was just developed and done with no negative. So all other copies will in fact be altered just a little bit, and that's where you get first gens, right? And then from the first gens, the second gens, if you from that. And the thing is if Beckford took that and he could have made how many first gen copies?
Who knows?
Who knows? You know, they are all out there. But of course, we have other people who are saying, oh, we've got, you know, is the Maccabees saying they have the original, or are they saying they have a first gen?
Well, from what Todd Gatewood is saying, from what he knows, is he said that Jan and Bruce Maccabee have the film from Roger's camera, which is not true. That is not true. That film from the camera went to Al Diatley, and then Al took it to some off the books kind of place to have the film developed. Nobody knows where he took it to.
Well, there's a suspected place here in Seattle of where it was possibly developed. I'm trying to follow up on it, but it's hard to get any information about it because it happened so long ago, and the area is just redeveloped too. So
yeah, and so yeah, they don't have the film from Roger's camera,
but they claim to.
They claim to, but they don't. From what I heard, the original film ended up like somewhere in Florida, like with some lawyer, and I don't know where it went after that. But
so that John L. Johnson got that film, and it was a big hoopla about a year and a half ago with that film, and Bill Munns was able to prove that that was not the original film, that it was a copy, and it's on the coalition, or it's on the coalition too. But yeah, that is not the original film either. So
yeah, because I was on the phone with Steven for a few hours talking about this, and from what I remember him saying is, if I remember right, Patricia had a first gen copy. She didn't have the original though, and so from what Steven was telling me is, because Roger died a few years after 67, right?
72, I think.
Yeah, and then Beckford didn't even come into the picture till later, or even like till the very tail end of Roger's life. So I don't think, from what Steven remembers, he could be wrong, he said, but Beckford and Patterson were not friends. So why would Roger Patterson give a copy of like the first gen copy to Eric Beckford? That doesn't make sense to me. So what happened was, I guess Eric Beckford went to Patricia sometime after Roger's death and asked to look at the film so he can analyze it and stuff. Then he made second generation copies of the first gen that Patricia had, stole her first gen and gave her back a second gen and put it in the case that he stole it from. And then he ended up giving the first gen to the Maccabees, apparently. So if that is true, the Maccabees have a stolen first gen film from Patricia that they don't rightfully own.
Well, how with the Maccabees and their film, has it been analyzed by a third party to help verify authenticity, or is it just kind of,
well, that's
hey,
what
we got this and we're telling you what it is?
From what I remember, I think Todd Gatewood was analyzing from the Maccabees film. Like that was the copy he was analyzing from. I could be wrong on that, so I'm not going to say it as a fact. That's what I remember hearing. So,
Okay, there's a bunch of questions, you guys, and I am marking them. Jonathan, I see you have a bunch of comments on there, and we're going to get to those. Okay, I want the flow to keep going. But while I was doing a little research on all this, I did decide, I was like, okay, we're talking about copyright. I've never seen the copyright for the film. So I went ahead and I did a search, and I found the actual copyright. The copyright does belong to Patricia Patterson and Bob Gimlin, both. They're both listed as claimants on that copyright. Okay. And which was good to know that it really does exist. There is a copyright, housed. While I was there, I went ahead and I looked up Todd Gatewood. I looked up M.K. Davis. I looked up anything else in reference to Bluff Creek, Bigfoot, All of that. Okay. All those different words in the search engine to see if it would pull up anything else. And there was nothing else. I found no other names involved. So that's it. What you see right there.
Yeah.
But if I recall correctly, didn't Todd try to claim copyright on the film and pictures he's releasing too?
Todd's putting his own name on as copyright on the frames of different film footages that he's
That's already
analyzed.
Copyright. That's
already copyright.
Yeah. Okay.
He's copyrighting a copyright.
Yeah. How's that working out, Todd? I'm like, what's up, Todd? Like, why do you think you're exempt from like the laws and stuff of copyright? You know, it's like it's amazing what some of these people will do. It's like, it's funny. He puts his little copyright thing on there. It's like he owns it. You know.
That'd be like if I enhanced the Mona Lisa somehow really badly with AI and then I put my copyright on it. It's like, this is my copyright enhancement of the Mona Lisa.
Go sell it.
Yeah. The next thing for me was I did more research into the copyright. I need to skip forward a little bit before this. Okay, hold on. I got a lot, guys, and it's all over the place. I just want to say the copyright is an important thing to talk about because Todd will come after people's videos. He actually got my video removed by claiming a copyright on something he doesn't own. Now, it was removed. Now, here's the sad thing is I easily could have contested and won and all that stuff, but I didn't get the message. I didn't see the copy because I just do everything on my phone. I'm never on my laptop. So when I was on my laptop, it popped up when I was on my YouTube account, popped up that I had a strike. And so I didn't realize that he actually struck my video and YouTube brought it down because he was claiming ownership on, again, a piece of film that he doesn't even own. And so that's why it's important in this discussion. And I wish I would have saw that in time. And like, because I only had, because your strikes are only good for 90 days and then they come off. And I was like 2 weeks left or so. So I was like, you know, didn't even bother with it. But yeah, so that's why copyright talk is also important besides the film itself. So under normal circumstances for a copyright, it always has the original work of authorship extends to any idea, procedure, process, system, method of operation, concept, principle, discovery, regardless of the form in which it is described, explained, illustrated, or embodied in such a work. It always holds that copyright. Okay. So if you go on to find restored works or anything, it always vests automatically on the data restoration. So it doesn't matter who changes what, that film is always going to belong to the Pattersons, to Bob Gimlin.
Yep.
Okay. Doesn't matter what he does to it. He can say whatever, but it'll always just belong to the Pattersons and Gimlin. Now, if he wanted to go, say well, it looks different, right, from that film. He could copyright that in his own thing, but it has nothing. It wouldn't have to do with the original form of the video, right?
Yep.
That is the Gimlins. That is the Pattersons and Gimlin. Okay.
Not the Gatewood Patterson film.
Not the Gatewood Patterson.
But I know, man. I know. It's like we're dealing with like a cartoon character. I swear. It's like he even put himself as the first billing too. He couldn't be like Patterson Gatewood. No, he had to go Gatewood Patterson. It's like, man, that ego right there is insane.
I think I can speak for everybody in the Bigfoot community, or most everybody. I would say we're all a little upset that Todd Gatewood has the gall to rename the film and he cuts Gimlin out. The Gatewood Patterson film, like,
we do not have that somewhere.
No,
it's like it's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's like watching a Donald Trump campaign rally.
No, it might be this one. Hold on, let me see. All right, here, the Patterson Gatewood restoration version. Because people were giving him a hard time. Everybody, not just us.
I love the comment on the right bottom. I'm a fan of leaving it to be known as the Patterson Gilman film, regardless of who works on it or what improvements they make.
Right. But that's the way it should. You know, it's kind of selfish actually to want to do that. Now, if you want to, make something better, that's great. But Charlotte Day says Gatewood called John Green a murderer.
Oh yeah, he's Gatewood totally bought into the whole massacre hypothesis, which has been ridiculous. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing that's been disproven, but yet he's like, no, it really happened because M.K. Davis told me so. And then now M.K. Davis and Todd Gatewood had a falling out where now Todd Gatewood saying, oh, I had to lie. I was forced to lie and stuff, which is like, what? So, there's no real clarification on why those two broke up, but I guess he still carries that same ideology of that craziness. Like literally, like the whole family of Bigfoots were murdered down there in Bluff Creek, right? And they're buried there, and they're still there. And you know what's watching one of the most prized possession in the world here? A trail cam with an oven mitt behind it. I'm dead serious. I have a picture of it. I'll post it later. A trail cam with an oven mitt behind it. Watching that great prize there. That's what they want us to believe. It's like, wow, okay, that's wild stuff.
We've got all the screenshots and everything. Okay, there's a lot of information that gets passed around, right? Or claims get passed around.
Look at the copyright thing on there.
I know, it's adorable. Look at that.
Yeah, I looked. I did. Seriously, it took me a long time to even figure out how to use that system because it's complicated. Anyway, okay. Now he claimed that there were how many programs that he supposedly used to.
He told me 12 to 15 in my discussion with him prior to him blocking me. He said he used 12 to 15 different upscaling softwares, the free trial too, that he used. And, he doesn't bother to tell anybody that. He just tells everybody that he used this software that was like, whatever he says, basically it's Photoshop. And that's what he used. That's, go listen to his interview and stuff. He doesn't bother to tell people that he used 12 to 15 different, which just seems deceitful to me. I don't know. That's just me.
Told you that privately in a text, but on his interviews, he clearly states that he used Pixelmator as one of his number one go-to. So I went to Pixelmator, of course. I, however, did not know. He told you he used the free version. Did he tell you that? I made he used the pro. Okay, I was just.
No, he says it right in our free trials.
I think he even says it in the interview too. Like in an interview, didn't he?
Not the one I saw.
On Barnaby Jones.
There was he did two different ones.
I think it was the first one I saw.
So I took a dive into Pixelmator, okay? And with the difference between the free and the pro is just usually you get more stuff, right? So, but the systems are still the same, okay? So, right here, it does say, you can't even read that. That is so small. Sorry.
I cannot.
It's even small for me. I'm going to have to bring up over here so I can read it myself. Okay. So at the top, it says enhance photos automatically because it has, I'm just going to, oops. Dang it. Too many frames up. It has different layers in this program that they can use because the image editing is powered by machine learning. And this is right off of Pixelmator. Okay. Right off the front, it says that it to deliver more intelligent image editing, Pixelmator uses machine learning, a technology that allows computers to gain knowledge to perform specific tasks more like a person than a computer. which enables them to create features that you've never seen before. It's machine learning. So I went deeper to find more about Pixelmator, and I asked it, Pixelmator Pro use AI? It does, including AI-powered masks supported by vector masks. And it gets kind of technical wording, but it's just, it has AI function, okay? It fills in automatically what's not there, according to whatever has been gathered around the internet, okay? Because it's a learning machine. So it's, if it's a face, it's going to make it look like a face. If you have a dog, it's going to make it look like a dog. It just will automatically do that. The AI powered tools, they use it, can analyze photographs. It calculates optimal exposures. It corrects color, and it adjusts shadows, among other enhancements. Okay, so it changes all of that. And to boot, not only did I find all that, okay, if you go do a search, it will take you down Pixelmator saying AI powered Archipelago, which is the background program used for Pixelmator. Bunch of stuff on there about how I can't read that one again though. Let me get it so I can read it. Oops. Pixelmator Pro updated masking tools that make it easier than ever before. How come I already read that? That it's an impressive feature for more efficient power and machine learning features. It says it all right there. It's all AI. It uses AI to do that. Not only that, I was also finding feeds all over Reddit talking about how artists don't like how it has all the AI in there, because that changes an artist's art. You know, it takes it out of their hands to create what they want, because it has such features that change, and they're called masking. In that field, it's called, masking, and how there's whole feeds out there about how, why are they doing that? Because now we can't create what we want to create. Really, it's filling in where they don't want fill in. So, and just go look it up. It's all out there.
It's using AI to enhance the PG film. See,
Wow,
Bill Munn's had it right when he was overlaying like frames and not using AI. That's the way to do it. It'll look better than what Todd or M.K have done. I mean, okay, maybe M.K did do enhancement without AI because the technology wasn't around when he was doing it. But still, like, even what was that show that was out? It had Meldrum, Munns, and then what's his name? They did not an AI enhancement. They did an enhancement of it, and they played it. I can't remember it was a TV show. It was like one episode. If anybody knows, say in the comments, because I can't remember.
This is just more comments from the tech guys, talking about it. Now you click, AI takes over. That's what they're talking about here. So let's see. So that's about Pixelmator. Okay.
Proof is out there, people. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Let me say. What else? Okay, so we talked about that. So, oh yeah, because of course M.K stated that it's number 26. I have like 50 slides, dudes. Trying to keep track of. So, in this one, M.K specifically says no AI was used in the work of Todd Gatewood on frame. Here he says 350 from the Patterson film. And And it's a short little video. It's just like 2 minutes long or whatever. And he's just saying there was no AI used. Okay. So I kind of just showed you. If he used 12 to 15 programs, boy, that thing was really working hard.
Yeah.
To get that monstrosity that you see. That is not Patty. If Patty,
Patty's probably rolling over in her grave right now.
For real, huh?
For real.
She was not massacred. That's not a massacred joke.
Right. I mean, God, if they know where it's at, why didn't they just go dig up the bones, right? If they know.
Well, it's that trail cam. That trail cam it's a big deterrent. I wouldn't go.
You know what's great is I know the guys who put the trail camera down there, so we can just turn it off and dig it up and then just prove to the world. So problem solved, guys. It's that easy.
Shoot, I don't think they thought of that one.
Oh man. Brent, I heard you say you would provide money and shovels to help fund it.
I got a shovel, man. And I got a
one
car.
too.
Let's do it, man. Let's road trip.
I'll be there in October.
Let's do it.
No, I want to go do a dig over there. We should go do that.
I agree. I think that would be awesome. I've never been down there to the PG site. So I think it would be awesome to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go, man. But see, that's the problem. MK, so the site that the Bluff Creek Project had found and confirmed, MK claims that's not the site, that they're hiding the real site with the trail camera oven mitt thing. That's the site Todd Gatewood thinks is the film site. So I'm trying to get this straight. If there's a massacre theory, it happened at the MK Davis film site, not the actual PG film site. So if you were going to go to the actual PG film site and dig up bodies, there wouldn't be anything there. But if you're going to go to the MK Davis spot, there still wouldn't be anything there because that never happened because it's the wrong spot.
No, he defends that, he found the spot, the right spot, even though all this evidence, and that there kind of goes to show you that he's not a very reliable narrator to the point where it's like the stuff he puts out, it's like we can put up a red flag saying, well, it's coming from MK because, he can't, admit when he was wrong or, concede certain points.
MK,
there you go.
Yeah.
And the Bluff Creek project has a really extensive trail cam project down there at the Bluff Creek area. And I actually got a marten. They got a marten on like 4 or 5 years ago. Marten on one of their trail cams, and they were able to show that the marten exists in that area and get it protected and all that fun stuff. So not Bigfoot related, but they still did some good for nature and all that's out there.
Yeah. So we know that MK tends to always be working on the P&G film, okay, in some way, shape, or form. Since he started, he's always changing things, moving things, making up new things, that he feels is happening. And most recent, I just have to bring this up, is the Bigfoot fetus. That being a Bigfoot fetus that they found.
Somebody said it looks like a tampon.
It kind of does. How big is that? I don't know. Is that a knife?
That's a knife next to it. Yeah.
So if it's like that long, possibly could be. That could be a tampon in there.
I think he's got to be trolling us, man. Really?
Because wouldn't the fetus for something the size of a human be a lot bigger than that?
No? Well, it wouldn't be a fetus. It could possibly be a placenta, but not a fetus, because all fetuses have a belly button. We're mammals. They have belly buttons, and the belly buttons are usually centered in the midsection, not at the bottom. There's only 2 species that do not have belly buttons because they're the platypus and the kiwi or whatever, the ones that lay eggs.
Yeah.
So that's 2. Okay. All other mammals have belly buttons, and that's where the umbilical cord is attached.
So I think we're going to start we're going to take a book or a page out of M.K. Davis's book or whatever, and we're going to make this the tampon theory. This is a tampon here, guys. Let's get that going.
So where'd he get that film from? Like, what's the backstory on it? I don't.
2009, I think. He pulled it out of his archives just all of a sudden to release that. Is what I think he says on that.
And I think M.K. Davis truly does believe all the stuff he's presenting. So it's
too actually, he really is adamant that this stuff is happening and this is his reality. So
it's his reality. That's right. It's his reality. Good way to put it.
Where did I just see?
I love Steven's comment. He's like, no doubt that is a tampon.
and call him a hoaxer. I don't know what his mindset is, so I'm not gonna just flat out say he's a hoaxer. To us, it may seem that way, but when you call somebody a hoaxer, they have to have intent. Okay, they have to have that, know that they are pulling the wool over somebody's eyes, or their intention is to mislead people.
Yeah, there's a nefarious intent behind it.
I don't know if that's or not.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. He, by definition, you can say that he is a hoaxer by presenting all this evidence that isn't, like the enhancements that he does where he changes the color on the film and stuff. I mean, technically, but, I don't know. It gets kind of complicated.
Claiming a massacre theory happened in Bluff Creek there's no proof to back that up at all. I would consider that a hoax.
Or just somebody that's not a very reliable narrator, somebody that is going to get lost in the stories and believe stuff without evidence, which a lot of people do. But I don't think that would make him a hoaxer. I just think make him gullible and somebody that we don't turn to for reliable information.
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
I was looking at those comments over there.
I really got to check that video out now. I'm intrigued.
Small video. Okay, wait. I gotta go back.
The video, that picture is just so disturbing.
Yeah.
Gotta stay there a little bit longer.
It's wild stuff.
It is. It is a lot of information for sure to try to organize.
Looks like
So what was your list again? Okay, so we talked about the copyright. What does Patricia Patterson hold the legal copyright through the Copyright Office? Yes.
Yes.
That. Jan owns an original or a stolen copy. We talked about that. She can't possibly. If she does have it, then she's not supposed to have it. Okay.
Well, she does not have the original. She does not have the original.
Yeah, it doesn't have the original. So she could have a first gen,
which is stolen.
John L. Johnson probably has a first gen. And who else? There was somebody.
Well, I think, Steven, if you're in the chat still, correct me if I'm wrong, but Bob did sell, not the rights, but he did sell his estate of the film to Renee DeHinden.
For $10.
Oh, right.
Yeah, for $10.
And then all that's just sitting in a warehouse somewhere, right? Or in a shed or something, they said?
Who knows? Probably.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Hinden stuff? Yeah, there was going to be a big move or a big try to get a lot of this stuff up there in the Harrison Hot Springs Museum, but it doesn't look like. I mean, we were just there, and I didn't see it there. But I think Thomas and some other people are going to work. I think even Todd Prescott is going to work on acquiring that stuff so it gets preserved. And who knows what's actually in there. I can see Renee nabbing that original copy. I can see him do that.
I can see that.
Steven says that he already published the whole video of the hike. It goes from the Falls film site area up to the old decommissioned 12ND road. That's why the culvert was there. See, they've been up there so much, these guys. They know exactly where he is.
we like, obviously Steven and them have more years going up there than I do, but I've been going up there a long time, and I've hiked some of the areas up there. Like, I know it pretty well, man. And yeah, I don't think Todd is telling. If he's not telling the truth, he's literally buying into his own theories, which are wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that, Steven. He said, remember the Bigfoot squatting by the creek holding the towel?
Yeah.
That M ordered at Buff Creek? That's the same spot they found the tampon fetus. That is on the video.
The tampon fetus.
Been named already, man. It's there.
I love it.
It's just our opinion. I mean, we can have an opinion over, comment over that stuff. I mean, it's here. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, frankly.
What is the saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Right. So then we talked about the renaming of the film. Gatewood gave it to him, his own thing. And we talked about the PG site that is wrong. Okay.
So Todd, pull up that picture that Gatewood posted. It was a frame of Bob Gilman standing at the film site. That was a video of mine that Todd Gatewood uploaded via screenshot
32. From
the Bluff Creek Project.
Whoa, this one?
Yep. So that is the tree. So I am the one who took that interview of Bob Gilman at the film site. I had him stand in front of the tree. In hindsight, I probably should have had him stand to the right side of the tree, but that is the big tree that you see in frame 352, like in the wide shot. For one, another thing, Todd Gatewood has never been to Bluff Creek. So for him to say that is completely wrong. Also, his source is M.K. Davis, who's already claiming this site isn't the site. So again, wrong. It's just funny because there was an interview. I think it was on the Untold Radio Network that Todd Gatewood was saying you can't really believe somebody and go off blind faith or whatever. What they say is true, and that's what he's been doing with M.K. Davis. M.K. Davis is feeding him all this, and he's just going with it like it's fact. But Todd has never been there to the film site, so him making this claim right here is false. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Something else that was claimed was that MK states that Patterson had 2 cameras on the site. He had a K100 and a Bolex at that site. And I guess that's an absolutely no. That never happened.
I like Claymore's comment at the bottom here. It's funny how so many people know so much about Bluff Creek. I've never been there.
Well, at least you can say you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there many times. And then Todd Gatewood, nope, this is not the site. You could see the look. Yeah, no, you don't.
Let me see. Okay, I need to go back and get some of these questions before we get to. Jonathan had a bunch of questions, so let's see if we can take care of that. It's my understanding that Kodak K100 reel cameras frames do not have pixels, correct?
I would say any film does not have pixels. That's why you can blow up a huge frame. Whereas if you do digital, it's going to pixelate it even worse as the bigger you blow it up.
Correct. That's what I heard too.
Well, that's what I tried to tell Todd. I'm like, dude, it's actually a digital copy that you're upscaling because it's in digital form. It's pixels and stuff. So it's like
That's why it looks so bad.
So he's pulling from not even the film itself, but from a copy, or from a digital copy, which he says he's not, but he is. It's like,
Okay, and oops, what did I just do? In my opinion, there is no way there was enough information in any of the October 20th, 1967 frames to produce the new cleaned up footage. Cartoon has gotten better every year as well. But cartoons have gotten better. Which is true, there's not, you can't create something that's not there,
Again, that's what AI does. It puts in.
It does create.
AI does create things that are not there.
And then this one is, I thought Thomas Steenberg knows where it was developed. And Thomas has stated that he knows where that was at. It's no longer there, but it's hard to verify stuff because it's all gone. All the people who were there are gone. There's no way to, backtrack that other than Thomas.
Well, yeah, because it comes from Bill Miller said he actually went into the physical place and saw the poster thing up on the wall of Patty, and I guess he would talk to the guy, and the guy claimed, yeah, we're the guys that developed that film, and like I say, I'm trying to dig up more information on it, but it's like almost a dead end at this point, unless get a miracle message from somebody.
Steven says film grain, that's the equivalent to pixels in a real film. So
has anybody asked Gatewood if he stopped once he got what he was looking for, or did his software do the best it could? Maybe if he continued, he generated a good looking.
I think if he continued, it would have been a good looking swimsuit model.
Well, that's a really good point right there. It's like, well, when does the enhancement stop? And at what point are you going to allow the software? Or is it just your own mind saying, no, that actually look good enough? There's no set parameters that we can use. Use that.
That's what don't stop. Yeah.
It makes me wonder if somebody listened to the interview that Todd Gatewood said in the programs he used, and then used the same programs on the AI enhancement, and did the same thing on this to see what it would do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're right. Yeah, if you didn't stop, that's probably what it would look like.
You just keep creating something else.
Great.
Create 1,000, 1,000,000 probably different looks of one thing, one photo.
It doesn't. It looks so bad. It looks like hair was added. Like I'm sorry, but if you're enhancing a digital copy like that, it's already blurry. There's no way you're going to pull up individual strands of hair. No. I'm sorry. I don't care.
It's amazing how from the very first photo, it looks like fur to me, right? It looks a consistency more like fur. And by the time it gets done, you can see the hair, right? But even from the original film, and of course they have said they have enhanced that whole sequence, right? The whole new version, whoever's version it is, Jan Maccabees or whoever, that's gonna come out someday in the near.
Oh yeah, what's up with that? Is it coming out in a documentary that we have to wait for and pay money for, or is it going to be released? Like, it's like I don't get it. It's like, if they have something that's so important, why not get it verified? And at least get it verified, not have some sort of like, nope, we got this. We're the ones who have it. I'm not going to prove it, but just what it is.
Well, Jan, yeah. Why wouldn't you just like?
It's games. They must realize that they actually don't have it, but just can't back out and say, hey, well, yeah, sorry, I got egg on my face. No, they can't do that. They're just going to keep rolling with it. I say let Bill Munns verify that bad boy, like he did with John L. Johnson's. Yeah. Let him verify it, see where we're at with it, and go from there. I mean, I don't know. It's all control and games in this subject sometimes.
All about money is what one person says. And Jan actually, there's been a big falling out too. Okay. So that was also something that was on the list to talk about, is that now I guess MK and Gatewood are not, they're different.
They broke up.
Jan has made several posts online in regards to how there's the show me the money one, but there was one where she says her idea. I'm just gonna go through these. You guys want to really read all these? You can blow it up. You're gonna have to stop yourself. Okay. Push request. So Bruce and Jan Maccabee own the camera original film of the first generation. No, the MK is showing from a Knoll frame, which is images taken with a microscope by Rick Knoll from John Green's copy. So MK, can we claim that such details can be seen by enhancing a second gen copy? And I whited everybody's name out because you guys told me to. So I don't know who says that, but they're just questions. Everybody has questions about all this stuff. I'm trying to look for the part where Jan says he stole it or something. He's a snake. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I thought I saw I thought I saw you had it when we were in the pre-show. I thought you were going through. I did see it. Is it because you were talking about Meldrum, wasn't he? Oh, the other thing too, while you're looking for that, is it's funny about Brent. I can't remember the actual thing he said, but he was saying the Olympic Project.
Oh yeah.
And who else had something to hide? The Olympic Project in Washington. They have nothing to do with Bluff Creek.
Well, it just kind of goes to show you that, Todd really doesn't know the information he's saying. He's just kind of repeating stuff that, that he's getting wrong. But yeah, I mean, he's made a lot of things like that. Issues.
A lot of wacky claims.
Yeah. It's
right post that Jan says, or making a comment about the Patterson film, is Patty wearing a boot on her foot? And then Jan says, I brought this point of the foot out to Gatewood off my film. She says, that dirty snake is what she says. And then somebody says, I'm sure Todd will share any profits with you.
Sounds like some odd, right?
Then, yeah, right. He blocked me after signing an NDA. Within a couple of days of archiving my film, thought could trust him. I thought I could trust him. He's not getting away with this.
And she's referring to Gatewood?
Yeah.
People, I found it. It's out there. It's not secret.
Jesus.
So
there it is. It brings up again. I'm so excited to show the world the Gatewood Patterson film is restored to its full potential for our time.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things wrong with that sentence.
Potential. So now we're gonna see hemorrhoids and braids and hair and all kinds
and boots.
And wasn't there like fish and a hair braid and like all that weird stuff too?
Oh, I have the picture of a hair braid. Wait,
I'm pretty sure it was wearing a Bob Marley shirt.
Wait, I have it. Let me look over here.
But in the film that Jan claims to have, apparently there's like a couple seconds of footage left, and they can see babies in there.
Oh, babies too, yeah. The enhancement done by MK Davis to show an ear, okay? And meanwhile, the rest of the face is blown out completely to, just so he could get that artifacts is what happens is the more you blow it up, you get different kind of artifacts happening in the film. And that's what's happening here. That he's showing it to be an ear. And then if you look to just above the ear near the white piece, that's the braid. That little kind of
I don't see anything in there. I just see a blurry picture that someone just really went gung ho with like the contrast and black point and all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's and you can find this, okay? He's done this on MK's channel there. You can go verify everything. Of course, look, this gets me. He put copyright Patricia Patterson film work by M.K. Davis. At least he did that.
Okay, he's not claiming copyright. See, but like what you're saying, Nikki. Okay,
that's done.
Yes,
you give the credit to the copyright, and then he said, and then I did some work on it. That's what way it should be done. Honestly,
because Todd Gatewood just put his name on it.
Yeah, he just changed the whole name, and it's mine now.
He'll probably Todd might put copyright Todd Gatewood film work by Todd Gatewood
in support of Todd Gatewood. I can see him referring to himself as in the third person. Seems like that type of chap.
Yeah, a chap. Now we're taking it back English chap.
Steven says this thing is Gatewood has access to the stolen copy that the Maccabees have. That is real film and supposedly the first copy from the original.
Like so,
above were taken from online digital sources, and that's what we're talking about. They're all once you have it on digits, and then you use a program that uses intelligence. Then it's AI, it's artificial, it's creating things because we have learning machines, they want to fix the problem and fill in those spaces. So
I wonder if Todd Gatewood probably just enhanced the whole footage in like a day.
I don't know. He told me to go crawl back underneath my something. What did he tell me to do?
A rock or whatever.
Right here. I said the Bluff Creek Massacre. You can find it on my channel, Sasquatch Secrets, because he asked me what my thoughts were about it, and I said, go watch my show I did on it. And then he said, I guess he did. He went and checked out my channel, and this was his comment. This is on 42. So let's go there. I'm having proof. I'm showing the receipts. He says, I am not sure what troll rock you crawled out from under, but what have you contributed to Bigfoot research more than M.K. Davis? Nothing. A lame podcast nobody listens to. Get a clue. Renee DeHinden told about the massacre to his private nurse, a person you should look up named Bobby Short. She then told 4 people at least, as well as the world. So you pick on MK, but you have no background knowledge.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny coming from Todd.
I know. It's like, that's a wow. Okay.
The film side is wrong.
Yeah. I just told him, well, you want to know what I think? It's probably easier. Just go watch my show. That's all I did. But I was questioning him because he was giving everybody a hard time.
He gives everybody a hard time. That's the thing with Todd, man. He's a dick, dude. He's out there just like, being disrespectful to people that have honest questions or that are not being mean or anything. But man, he just lays into people. He like really lays into the people where it's like, damn, dude, that's yeah. Well, oh yeah. I mean, he tried to intimidate me by saying, "Oh, he knows all these people that literally he's talking about ruining my life because he like didn't like what my video said or something like that." And so he's like trying to like intimidate me, like, "Oh, I know this person. I'm gonna get your driver's license taken away," and it's like, "I'm gonna do this and this and this." I'm like, Seriously, dude. Like you're a fucking joke, man. Jesus Christ. Some of these people are ridiculous with their rhetoric on how they feel that they can bully and intimidate people just to silence them so they can go do whatever the bullshit that they're doing. And that's what Todd's doing. He's doing bullshit. It's like he's out there just like trying to claim ownership of the film now. And now he's like, I don't know, man, the dude's a mess. And so it's great that you're doing a show about him and, really kind of exposing like who this guy really is and how he really doesn't know anything. And now he's like wrote how he was forced to lie or something like that. How he, M.K, I guess it apparently is like, I had to lie, which is funny because in one of the messages he sent me, he's like, I'm an honest dude. I never lie and all that stuff. And now he's like, I actually posted side by side. I don't know if I sent it to you.
25.
I'll post it later. Yeah. Of him like, I'm forced to lie. It's like, dude, that's somebody who can't take any sort of accountability for anything really. And then he reaches out to me and I didn't get back to him fast enough. And then he reblocked me and deleted his message. So I didn't even know what he said.
Oh my God.
So he states, I will not lie for you or be dishonest for you. I was pushed to lie. Therefore, I was required to sever all legal and personal contact with my former acquaintance. Thus, I move forward with resolve and bolstered assiduity towards truth. Bigfooters deserve to know the truth. I pushed my efforts forward and watched the film yesterday, frame by frame, and back as a film. Friends, I am excited to show the world the Gatewood Patterson film as is and restored to its full potential for our time. My new YouTube Rumble channel is in the process, and I will post a link soon here so everyone can follow step by step my entire journey in truth. Thank you all for your attention and patience. Let's look at frame 1 raw. So he lied. What is the lie about? What I don't know. For MK, for the Maccabees? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I reached out to him again after he sent that message and then, unblocked me, sent that message, and then I didn't respond fast enough and he reblocked me and sent that, and he never clarified, what kind of went on. And I don't know if that's what he wanted to talk about with me or something like that. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? I mean, with Todd, it's like
everybody after Brent's kind of a little bit bad about getting back to people.
Just a little bit.
Maybe a week or so, a little longer. I don't know.
Yeah. And I'm late a lot too. That's my girlfriend. She's pissed at me for that. Yeah. Todd, he's the gift that keeps on giving. He's out there trying to make a name for himself for, in the most ridiculous way, trying to bully people into his ideology of his belief system of what we should be seeing and what the facts are, even though he doesn't even know the facts. He couldn't even get, the Bluff Creek organization name right. He was calling them the Olympic Project and trying to blast them out there, saying how the Olympic Project is trying to, Todd, the thing with Todd is he believes this whole grand conspiracy, like literally this whole grand conspiracy of like all these players are involved. I think the Hendon was like a secret agent from Canada and like, it's some ridiculous stuff where it's like, damn, dude, do you have any evidence for it? No? What? Wow. But, yeah, that's just kind of what we're kind of dealing with.
Grasshopper says, imagine looking at the physical film and the actual physical size of Patty on that film and how much alleged detail is being found in that pinhead sized Patty. It doesn't, right. It doesn't make sense. Henry May has a question. And how can Gatewood and Maccabee claim copyright on a stolen film? A film that is rightfully Mrs. Patterson's and the DeHinden sons.
Answer to that question is they can't.
But Todd doesn't apparently think the law applies to him and thinks that, he has full access to it and can claim ownership. Just wait till he starts charging people for money.
See, okay, again, despite what, like, I'm not a huge fan of MK, but despite that, he at least gave Patricia full royalties. Obviously, he did the right thing, even though he did work on it. It said copyright Patricia Patterson. Todd Gatewood did the same thing, but put copyright Todd Gatewood. You can't do that. That'd be like somebody taking one of your videos on your YouTube channel, Brent, and like maybe editing different, like how they want to watch it, and then they say copyright so and so.
Yeah, just claim ownership of the video with no creative input to it, and at all, really. But yeah, I guess we'll see how Todd wants to continue to explain his partial ownership in the film. I mean, I haven't really seen what he's been posting lately. It's got me blocked. But I don't know about that either, about the museum, because we were just there, and it's not that big of a museum, actually. It's really small.
It's very, oh my God. This weekend I went to the Cloudcroft Museum, the Bigfoot Museum. Amazing. It was really cool. I mean, it was also kind of small, but at least the size of my house. So it was, a good 2,500 feet at least of a museum in there. So that you kind of walked all around. I'll put that video out. It was really amazing. I got to meet Scott and Hannah.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Sasquatch America. So that was really cool seeing them up there. So, okay, here. Jen says, isn't there a more original copy of the film at that museum? So let's take that off because we just talked. There wasn't anything. There was one playing up on the screen, but
on repeat, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what generation or where that came from. I don't know.
It was cool going there with Thomas, though, and Thomas got to do his thing, with like talking to those kids and stuff. He's really good at that. Really good at communicating the whole Sasquatch mystery out there, and those kids were just so intrigued by it too. It's really cool.
Yeah, Rick Knowles' copy were the first digital images done at 4K resolution. People still use those from being passed around for decades, enhanced, resaved, passed on again. It's all over. There's hundreds of videos of the PNG film that people have reused and say they've enhanced them and say they've, stabilized them. And who knows what people are doing with, probably redoing things and everything. So who knows?
What is Todd? He's dissing Steven. I'm assuming this was taken from the Coalition, right, Nikki?
Oh, this one
it had to be from the Coalition.
Probably.
He was vocal. Steven is like the creator of that. Jamie is an admin. I think Joe is, but he's calling them fags.
Yeah,
and queers. I'm like, what? And he's calling you're so fudge cake. You're so fudge caked. What?
I'm going to read this because I'm sure people on their little phones can't say any of this. So he says, I would like to say thank you to Stevie, Jamie, Joe, and all the other administrators here that bashed me and encouraged me and lusted at me, getting and wanted to gangbang me here.
Oh my God.
What is on the Patterson Gimlin film? Thanks, fags. Hey, I love you queers too. We are intrinsically tied together. We have Jamie's cams on government property watching us, and you butt humpers follow old dead man's rhetoric blindly. You are so fudge caked. But Steve, he is a total sellout.
So he's okay with saying like fags and queer, but he doesn't want to put F-U-C-K in there. And butthoppers.
I know what it's like. That's something you'd read from like somebody from like middle school or something. That's his like rhetoric. Like, wow, he's okay, like, buddy, you're juvenile.
You fag.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's
another one. he puts the poster child for drug addiction, alcoholism, and diabetes all in one picture. I'm assuming
What a dick.
Steven, is it for you, Steve?
It's this. Wow. Hey guys, this is all here.
Yeah, I mean, that's Todd Gatewood. This is Mr. Todd Gatewood. This is who he is. This is how he talks. This is how he defends himself in the Bigfoot community. He'll go call you a fag just because he can.
He'll call you a butt humper, and
that's not professional. That's not very professional.
Well, that's why, he's pretty much a joke in the subject now. Really, he is. I mean, I don't know anybody that takes him seriously at all anymore.
And he said he tried to call you and you didn't answer the phone.
Yeah, he called me like 5 or 6 times in a row. I don't even know what the whole situation was. Oh, it was over. It was on through the Facebook Messenger thing. And I can't remember how that whole conversation went, but yeah.
Well, if he got a hold of you. Oh, there's the one with the Olympic project.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, man.
He's a mess, man. He's a walking mess. Really is. He'd rather block you than talk to you. And create you as this villain or something in his mind when he in fact is
the villain.
The villain. Yeah, but he can't see it because his ego's in the way. That's why he renamed it the Gatewood Patterson film, not the Patterson Gatewood, but the Gatewood Patterson. That's his ego, man.
Move.
Man. These people are prevalent in this subject.
Quite long books, as a matter of fact, and I'm not going to read this one, but in the very last sentence pretty much says pick your battles and proceed with caution.
Yeah, this is where he's like, hey, yeah, man, he was like telling me how he had to go spend the afternoon calling off the dogs of people I guess he sent after me or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude? And then he goes into threatening me about how he knows all these powerful people and how a play-by-play, how he's going to destroy my life, all because, we have a disagreement over Bigfoot stuff. That's where Todd goes. Todd goes with trying to bully people, intimidating them, which I just laughed at him. I think that's was probably my response to him because it's just like, this stuff's a joke, man. It's like, that's Todd, though. This is Todd. You want to deal with Todd? This is what you get.
I really hope more people see this live, man. I mean, like this between, like, I love Steve Coles. He did a really good job. I think there was just so many missed things that you guys could have talked about on that show when you guys brought it up. So I'm glad we have all of this to prove, like, these. It's screenshots of actual conversations that are public and everything. It's like it's all there for everybody to see out in the open.
That's it. I mean, that's the gist of all these things we've accumulated, thinking, oh, it's just another enhancement. Everybody's done them. But taking and putting your name on it, that's a different thing. Saying everybody else is wrong and you're right, that's another thing.
Name calling.
Right. It's all about everybody's entitled to their opinion. Correct. That means everybody. It means both sides of the story. You put out your stuff saying, this is my opinion. This is what I think it is. This is how I did it. This is Patricia Patterson's film. This is what I did to it. Looks kind of cool. Maybe it doesn't look cool. Could this be what Patty is? That's not what's happening here. He's making claim that now it's his. He's whatever happened with the Maccabees, they're saying they have something that nobody else has. It's the same film. Okay. But why is it so great? What are we going to see, on this film? It supposedly there's a little bit more footage, a few more frames that we're going to see. But the gist of it is some creatures walking away from a camera. And whether it's a man in a suit or if it's real, it really doesn't matter. Because guess what? 50 years later, we're still in the same place. We're still in the same place. And we can't recreate it unless you want to claim, Freeman footage is the closest thing we have to that.
That's fake. Without a doubt, that's fake. Yeah.
So
I'm indifferent about it. I'm 50-50 here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
On Freeman?
on Paul Freeman's footage.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the enhanced version that Michael did, but supposedly, like a lot of people said, it's really good.
He talks good, but he's got to defend his dad. Anybody would do that. I don't blame him for doing that.
I've had like an hour conversation with Michael, and he's a great guy. I like him. He was very nice and everything. He sent me like a PDF file of the whole book too, and I was going to try and buy it when I was in Oregon, but I never made it to Oregon, so I will be there this year, so I'm going to get it.
Like later this year or what?
October.
Is there a shindig going on?
Yeah, I'll message you after the show.
Okay.
You guys are to the site?
No, not to Freeman site, but Bluff Creek.
And
we could prove there's no bodies there.
Got to find that oven mitt trail cam. Do a selfie by it too. That'd be good.
God.
Jeez, that's hilarious, actually.
Getting upset over Bigfoot, you got problems, Todd. Over a mythical cryptid.
I know, he's so angry. I don't know.
This is just fun. What happened to just making it fun? I mean, you can be critical thinking and still have fun, and some of that is lost.
But like when you're resorting to calling people fags and butt humpers and blogging them, like he has no credibility. The dude literally came out of nowhere. He claims that M.K. Davis is the foremost expert on the PG film, which is absolutely wrong. It's Bill Munns. That dude has been analyzing probably every known copy of the film known to man. And the dude's like worked in Hollywood doing special effects and stuff. So if anybody has any validity and valid opinions on the PG film, it's Bill Munns.
You should check out his write-up on the John L. Johnson film. That was a really good one. Like really broke it down and explained why that was not the original film.
Bill did?
Yeah, Bill Munns.
See, I think I was telling you guys in the chat because the copies, the second generation copies that Beck made from Patricia Patterson's first gen copy, that was at the China Flat Museum in Willow Creek when Finding Bigfoot did an episode there. Bill Munns was there, and they found because like Becktor donated a bunch of stuff to the museum, and one of them was the copy of the PG film. So it was a second generation copy of Patricia's first generation copy at the museum. As far as I can remember, I think Steven would probably say the same, but
so no one knows where the original film in the camera is at.
Todd said on air he knows who has the original.
Yeah, straight out of the camera, straight out of Roger's camera. It's the Maccabees that own it. Nope. Where the original film is about as big of a mystery as if Patty's real or not.
That's true. It makes you wonder though if it's in Renee's closet or is his shed. Renee DeHinden. It might have snuck its way into there.
Selfishly, I'd rather it be with Renee DeHinden's closet than the Maccabees.
No, for sure.
What has happened with that chain of custody? Where did it go? Who's got it? How many copies were made? Where did it get distributed? Where was money exchanged? Were promises made? What, there's still a lot of questions out there in regards to that, because who knows? Next year, somebody else is going to say, I found a copy here, or I got willed this, or who knows, what could come up next. I think I got everything on my end.
But Patricia Patterson definitely doesn't not own the copy, the original. In the film, it's not in her freezer anywhere, or something next to the chicken wings. Nothing.
It's in the freezer next to the chicken wings. That's so funny.
Actually, Minden owns the still images. Patricia Patterson owns the moving picture rights.
So that means Todd Gatewood is stealing from the Hendon estate when copywriting the still images.
The stills, yeah, but he's using both. He's enhanced both.
Oh, well, you know what? When he does the full video, I guarantee you there's going to be big fat Todd Gatewood copyright on the video.
Without a doubt, man. Playing right there. Sliding across the screen.
Like it's gonna go up and down. Or maybe he'll like get it where like his copyright goes from like the corner where you're like trying to see if it's gonna hit directly.
Just let it go.
Like, yeah.
I'm going, let's see.
That's so stupid.
Rename it Charlotte Gatewood Patterson film. What?
Wait, what?
He's just making it funny. He's just
That's hilarious. I would buy that, Charlotte J. I would be okay with that, actually.
Then Steven says, yep, I think the coalition were the first to take on and debunk Gatewood. He came into our group on his own. He couldn't handle
it. I like that.
I couldn't imagine him lasting more than like 2 minutes.
I'm just gonna say, like, if you are gonna bring legitimate or think you have legitimate evidence that's totally crap into the coalition, you're gonna get eaten alive, man. They will put you in your place, left, right, and above and below.
Rightfully so, too.
And they did.
Yeah.
Any questions? Go ahead and throw those out there right now. If I missed them, wait, there's 2 starred here. We talked about that one.
The coalition will tear you apart, Claymore. That's the coalition. That should be the coalition's motto, Stephen. I love that one. The coalition will tear you apart.
They're confused, thinking that the first generation copy was the original. With Kodachrome, you can watch the film right out of the camera without making a negative. That's color positive.
So again, to reiterate, they don't have the original film or even the first copy of the original film.
And they won't verify it, apparently. So it's like a nothing burger, really, at this point. And that fact alone, how they won't allow it to be verified, really says something there and really makes you think that they're hiding something. But they know it's not the original.
Yeah, because if you're not hiding anything, you would let somebody look at that stuff. You would get it verified. It's only when you have something to hide you're going to make claims, and it's just like anytime someone's like, "Well, we could do that," and you're like, "No." Like, what do you got to hide?
Well, you still got those 11 hours of Ron Moorhead's audio that has not been released.
Oh yeah, those 2. What else? Okay, you also said that Beckford and Patterson only met once, as far as Stephen knows.
That's from what I remember. Stephen, can you confirm that? As far as Stephen is concerned, they only met once, or at least briefly, but they weren't friends, from what Stephen remembers. And so, if you know somebody for even like a week, or you only met somebody a couple times throughout a year or so, you're not going to give you're not film like that to somebody, There's no way. Like if I know Brent for like if I met Brent through like 2 or 3 times out of the whole year, I wouldn't give you the right or like anything to the PG film. Here, have this. I think you're a great guy to get it.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me.
That's the only logical answer. This is so ridiculous, some of these claims.
It is. It completely is. I think we went through most of the slides actually, in some way or form.
Oh my God.
But just all because of this. Oops. Oh, it won't let me. There it goes.
Dun dun.
It's so bad.
I still like the other version of the two compared next to each other. This one.
It's just so completely different. It does not even. How do you get the one on the left to the one on the right? If you're doing, is he using the same programs to edit that he did the face on the right?
I don't think he really knows. I don't think he really knows, honestly, because he's like 12 to 15 different programs and whatever he claims to use now. But no, I don't really think he knows. I don't think he can ever recreate that. That's why the other one looks so different and the other enhancement looks so different.
Because it should look the same if you're doing the same.
Those are both his enhancements right there, both of those. Okay, and all I did is I blew up the head the same size as that one for this. Okay, so that image is from that photo right there on the left to put them together. Why do those not look the same? If he did the enhancement off an original, it should look similar.
Yeah,
at least a little. It's not even in the same wheelhouse. I mean, it just goes to show you that it's not a reliable source of us, examining evidence and stuff. That these type of upscaling programs, especially when you pixel peek, is not going to be a reliable method, and that anything that's produced from it is not considered evidence as much as people want to try and tell us that it is. This is what this whole thing reflects on. It's a great example of what to kind of watch out for there.
See, when Bill Munns overlays the photos, I don't think he's doing digital. I think he's like actually taking blown up frames from, I can't remember how his process is crazy, but he's actually overlaying the photos to make the grain less. And that's not a Photoshop thing. It's like an old technique like people in film used to do to enhance footage. But Todd's doing digital enhancement using AI. It doesn't make sense. You're not going to get a good quality.
Alan, I asked Steven to come on, and he said no. He'd be in the chat. And then he talked to Tate too, and he didn't come. We sent him the link. It's not my fault. Told you, Steven, you needed to be on here. I think Todd just took the 1992 version, and that's what he enhanced, and that's what he's been working off of this whole time, which should have never happened. That's all he did. He's just been enhancing an already enhanced version from Munns.
I mean, I think Munns' version is probably the best you're going to get.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you're going to get.
Well, anything after that, you really use as evidence because went digital at that point. The actual, anything past it. Because I think Munns is still, because he took a picture, right, from a film camera to when he did the overlaying on it.
I think so. Yeah. I think
he did. So he wasn't using like a digital camera, from my understanding, that he was using a film. So it's all true surface.
Film. So it's like he has the film and he's taking picture with a film camera, which is going to make it like way better.
Yeah. And that anything past that, once it gets digitalized, we can't accept that. That's not evidence anymore in a way that we can scrutinize it, pixel peek, and say, hey, look at this. There's a hair braid there or something like that. For me, it stops at Munns, personally, as far as what he's done, because that's the truest representation of what's on the film. There's no enhancements. There's only stacking, which again is a photo technique. That's normal.
Yeah, and there's no digital involved in photo stacking.
Nope.
And yeah, it's just cringy to see it. It like hurts my inner soul to see what Todd Gatewood has done to this. And
That's
just how
there's the cartoon version, Henry. That one on the right is
I prefer the cartoon version.
Of course, MK says that dark spot on her side is because the wind was blowing so many knots over there, and it blew the hair over the ear, and that's what you're looking at is a big empty spot where the.
You know what it looks like, that spot? It almost looks like there's like no skull there, and like it's just the skin and everything's pushed inside.
It's just it's created a void trying to figure out what that dark spot was.
Yeah, there it is. You can see the dark spot there on the left picture, and it matches up with the one on the right.
It looks like shadowing, possibly maybe where an ear could be, but in the original, it just is shadows. So, but they're making it out to be more. Grasshopper says enhancing pixels that have already been enhanced only makes things worse. Yes.
Yep.
My point. That is my point. The only valid enhancement is one done on The Proof is Out There with Bill Munns. That's a restoration. The stuff by MK and Gatewood is art. Is in
that. The Proof is Out There is the one I was thinking of. People commented in the chat, and that was like, I watched it. That was so freaking good.
Great job putting it all together. Your hard work collecting all this information, presenting it, top notch. It can get kind of confusing sometimes.
I gotta be honest. I got stuff ready, but Nikki didn't use any of my stuff. Nikki had everything lined up, so the credit for the research is going to her on my end.
Without a doubt, she did it all.
When did I ask you to get together on Friday so we could put this thing in order? Some kind of order.
I saw that late.
For hours. That. I'm going to bed.
Well, hopefully, Todd gets to see this, or he's in chat. I sent him I tagged him in my community post. I'm like, hey, buddy, why don't you come say hi tonight? Something like that. Gave him a little winky smile emoji just to let him know I was being friendly.
Right. Hence why we had to have it over here, because I didn't want to get any kind of thing messed up on my other channel. So
that's a good idea.
So I could say what I want to say and present all this the way it is.
Maybe I shouldn't have posted my series name under my actual name. They'll probably try and claim copyright on that. But Todd, you can try and claim copyright on my series, but just so you know, I wrote all the music. It's all my editing. It's all my footage. So nice try.
Who's the new guy? You don't know Tate Hieronymus?
Bob Hieronymus' son? Yeah.
No relation. It's spelled completely different. The new guy. Man, my first podcast ever was 2016. Dude, it was before podcasts were great. You guys remember Monster X Radio?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was my first podcast ever. And then I got involved in the Bluff Creek Project and Small Town Monsters and my own thing. So I've been around the block.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty good. Go ahead, Nikki. Why? What? Just wait until MK enhances the hemorrhoids. I know. Yeah.
I want to see Todd Gatewood and MK Davis enhance the tampon video.
Now they're not friends anymore. Remember?
I wonder if that was the evidence that that ruined their friendship. You know, that was it.
Yeah.
It's like I can't support you anymore, MK.
The enhanced tampon fetus in Bluff Creek.
Can we see that one more time? What number was it?
Well, you can't unsee it once you see it, so it's burned into my brain.
Literally, it looks like a mutated sperm or a giant.
Oh. funny. Nikki agreed with Tate being a hoe, being around the block. That's funny. The hernia thing. Oh my god, I'm so sick of people saying they see shit on Patty's body. I'm sorry, I really am. And I mean, it's no news to all you guys because you always come to my shows, but I'm totally not thinking that Patty's real anymore. And but it's okay, you know. You don't have to hate me because I don't believe Patty's real. Because it is what it is. It doesn't take us any further down the road if I believed it or not believed it. I still oh, and that reminds me, I still believe there's Bigfoot out there. At this event yesterday up in Clapcroft, this native guy from the Mescaleto Indian Reservation just approaches me and Scott up there and says, "You want to see Bigfoot? I'll take you to go see Bigfoot. Come on, let's go." And he's totally serious. And we looked at each other and he goes, "Come on, let's go." And I was almost ready. Dang, I have to hit the road. I have a 2-hour drive ahead of me. And of course, you know, Scott gave him his card and said, "Call me and we'll go out." Because this weekend they're going to be up there all weekend. But he was set up to the Mescaleto Indian Reservation. If you want to see something or hear something, I'll take you to see it. So that was kind of interesting anyway.
It's so you don't think Patty's real, Nikki?
No.
So what's your take, Brent? Patty real or no?
I'm not sure. Could be. What day is it? It seems like it switches every day, you know, on if it's real, if it's not.
Yeah. I'm 95% convinced it's real. But see, here's a good example. We can all come together with different opinions on, again, that's an opinion. We all have our opinion on what we think. But we all get along with each other, even though we might not agree. And that's what the Bigfoot community is missing. Then you got people like Todd Gatewood who doesn't agree with you and then calls you a fag for it.
No, like who does that now? Unless you're 12.
It doesn't matter anymore. You know, you can still have fun with this subject and talk about it and speculate, because that's all it is speculation until we have a body, you know.
Pretty much.
It's going to be speculation, and just you make it what you want. And
whether Patty is real or fake, don't Todd, don't do what you're doing to Patricia and Bob and Roger like that. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, dude, stop being a dick, man. Really, that's what it comes down to. It's just like laying waste to everybody, trying to.
It's not yours, you know. Just say you're doing this enhancements. Look at what the Lazy Cowboy did and all his stuff that he's been putting out. That's some amazing stuff he's done on his videos, and that's the way you just show what you do and let that ride. He's not saying this is my film, you know. This is what it is. It's mine now, and.
No, you gotta leave the ego out of it. Leave the ego out of it. Just focus on the research, the project that you're doing, and yeah, just don't be a dick. That's the message, Todd, of this whole video. And you're wrong about everything you're pretty much presenting.
Real or hoax, Patty is a cool image. It's completely cool. I still love it. It still ranks as the #1 video out there to believe in, to be skeptic about, to anything.
It's second to this Zapruder film, the JFK assassination, and you think how that thing's been analyzed, and you're talking about something in comparison that's been analyzed just as much. It still can't be proven real or fake. That's what got me into Bigfoot, you know. So it's so.
We'll get MK on that one.
Maybe MK did dig up some areas on the film site and find that.
So Jeff says no, even use the term side boob until Patty. What are we looking at? Pretty long string. Oops, wait, I missed it. Yeah, pretty long string. That was my thought, actually.
What of
string?
The tampon one?
Oh, yeah, this doesn't look right.
It's either a mutated sperm or a tampon.
Like a megasperm. Also Bigfoot sperm. Look what you started. That's what's gonna happen.
Wait, are they saying that in the chat right now?
I'm saying it's gonna happen. You can see the shoulder pad.
See, okay, go back to that comment if you can. That shoulder pad.
Oh yeah.
See that? Okay. I'm just gonna give my 2 cents on why I think the film is real. Because the people who claimed to make the Patterson Gimlin costume for Roger was Philip Morris, right? And they were doing a documentary and they were recreating it for this TV show. And this producer guy was like, "Hey, do the boobs bounce?" Right? And Philip's like, "What boobs? No, they don't bounce on this, and they certainly didn't bounce in the one I made for Roger." And then when they filmed, the boobs were bouncing in the film. I'm like, you would know that if you made it, which tells me you're lying. You did not make the supposed costume in the film. So you're an idiot.
Yeah, there's a lot of red flags with Philip Morris. I mean, that was he admitted himself that he got him out of his basement after making that claim. He got, shot up into superstardom. But he does say the reason why the figure or the costume looks so different in that recreation was because Philip was saying that it was such last minute that the place that he would usually get the fabric from was out of it apparently, and that's why the figure looks completely different. Not only that, but he also talked about how Roger added all that stuff. Like he says that he talked to Roger on the phone about how he could enhance the bulk of it by going to the local school and get some shoulder pads and the helmet on it, and also taking some horsehair too. Like a horsehair mane, and just gluing that bad boy on there too.
I've heard all that, and it doesn't make sense though. And you think if Roger's doing it or if Philip Morris is doing it for a TV show, why wouldn't he just go back to the same place and try and get the same material that he did at last minute?
Well, that's that's what he claims, and it's like the costume that is in that Philip Morris sells, it doesn't even look like the figure in the film there. So it's like I just think that was all just somebody just trying to get credit for something that he didn't do to help build his business, really.
Well, Bob Hieronymus and Philip Morris just wanted to jump in on the action because it's crazy because it's true, but Bob Hieronymus, Roger and Bob, or at least Bob and Philip, Bob and Bob Bob Gimlin and Bob Hieronymus are neighbors.
I know, isn't that wild?
And still are to this day.
I know. It's like, what happens if they're like at the shopping center or something? They stand in line. It's like, man, it's like, that's so wild. And they live not far.
They live like a block from each other.
I know. I would love to go talk to Bob Hieronymus, just to pick his brain and say, hey, man, let's try and learn some more information. But
did you see that? Did you see that Hulu show that was kind of just over exaggerated, but it was just called Sasquatch?
I've seen of it, yeah. I never watched it.
So the guy interviewed Bob Hieronymus, and Bob Hieronymus is sitting there with the replica of Patty's head, and he's like, "This is the head. It doesn't look anything like Patty."
Oh, what just happened too?
There's a lot of red flags with that, with Bob Hieronymus's whole claim and statement. But something I wonder is if the Patterson Gimlin film came out now, would we believe it? Would we believe that a Bigfoot documentarian went out there and actually filmed a Bigfoot while filming a Bigfoot documentary, while having this whole the whole dynamic around it? Would we actually believe it? And I wonder if we would, because we look at the story, then we learn about a fake Bob Gimlin that was getting used to help promote it. So it's like there's some shenanigans seems to be going on. It's like, I don't know if we would actually believe it if it came out and we had the information around as far as what's known as far as that. So I don't know. I don't think we would.
There's this podcast that does like a 6-part deep dive. Astonishing Legends. They do the 6-part deep dive on the Patterson Gimlin film. They go behind like the players, the camera, this and that, and they talk about Bob Gimlin. But I think the point was that Al Diatley funded Roger Patterson to make a film. And then after the film was got, I think, I mean, there's probably a lot more to the story than what they said. But from what I gathered is Al Diatley kind of forced Roger to force Bob out completely.
Mm.
And then that's when they brought in the fake Bob Gimlin to do that when they were touring with the footage and stuff. And then I think is when Roger died. Because Bob and Roger, I don't think were really happy with each other for a little bit. And I think after Roger was kind of on his deathbed, they kind of made up and everything.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So, but a lot of it had influence with Al Diatley. So,
Yeah.
I think we did an okay job with this, and got a lot of information out and discussed things that were, on our minds for a long time and needed to be out there with photos and proof and background and about copyright and about who owns the rights and all of that. And we put it out there, and now it's up to you guys. You take it for what it's worth, and hopefully it's the right move to say that it's, BS.
I agree. And join us back next week as we talk about Todd Standing.
Oh God!
Bust out all the Todds.
I saw the Bat Mom had a comment about people believe Todd Standings.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, there you go. I mean, it's like, okay, so a guy out there making Bigfoot documentaries actually filming Bigfoot and stuff. It's like, oh, well, that's convenient right there.
Or how about this? Maybe we should just not believe anybody named Todd in the Bigfoot community, because apparently that name is not really trustworthy.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
No, Roger was filming a documentary, is what he was. And I think it was a documentary, wasn't it? Documentary movie?
Yep. The reason he was kind of in Bluff Creek because they were finding tracks all over Bluff Creek.
At the Blue Mountain or Blue Creek and Onion Mountain. But those were fake, though.
I think some of them were, yeah.
Yeah, because
Roger's been to Bluff Creek because he casted a track in Laird Meadow, I want to say in 64, maybe? Or I can't remember the year. But I have a copy of the Laird Meadow track that Roger made.
No, we like Todd Prescott.
Dude, Todd Prescott, he has a great channel. Like, that dude is preserving so much stuff that is so, like, you guys got to go support that guy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm hoping that, I think he was getting involved with the Renata Hinden and start, archiving that and protecting that type of stuff.
You see his...
He owns it now.
Let him
That's
prove
pretty
it.
much the equivalent of what Todd's doing, though.
All of those on all those comments.
That was funny.
Yeah, Wallace Trackway Blue in Blue Creek.
Yeah, so they got called down there for fake prints, which is weird. That sucks, actually. Because it's like, well, damn, they just got really freaking lucky then when they went down there to go, try and film Bigfoot from fake prints. That's just,
it makes me wonder
sucks.
if the Wallace tracks are fake, because apparently the Wallace tracks are the ones that Jerry Crew casted. I think so. If that was the case, then why would Ray Wallace throw a bunch of logging wire and oil drums into the creek?
Actually, I talked to somebody in a Facebook group. It was a logging Facebook group. He's like in his 80s and stuff, and he actually claimed to create that Bigfoot evidence down there with the whole Jerry Crew thing. I was actually talking to Steven at this time. It was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and he was telling me how they did a lot of the stuff, how they got the barrels up and over. How they had a lifter for that, how they actually made, this was the most fascinating thing, is how they were able to make the stride distance for the prints without having that impact, like someone's running and jumping, you know, height, that type of thing, how they were actually able to do it, and which kind of led credibility to it. It seems.
I think I know what you're gonna say. I think
how they had a piece of wood on a truck, and someone was basically dangling off and floating on this piece of wood as the truck drove, and somebody else was on that 2x4, and that's what he told me. And he was talking about locations down there and some other people, and I tried to verify as much as I could through Steven at that time, and I tried to reach out to him as far as messenger and stuff to talk to him more, but didn't get any more information. So it's interesting that log, and he specifically said that I actually have these screenshots still from my conversation with him. He actually talks about how they would laugh at the people coming and investigating their Bigfoot evidence, how the loggers would sit there on lunch, you know, just like, you know, laughing at them, which really seems like a logger thing to do. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting one.
So yeah, the Laird Meadow tracks and PG tracks are different. That I know from the Wallace tracks. But I know Roger was in the Bluff Creek area before 67, and that was the Laird Meadow tracks he casted. Before he casted some at the film site in 67. So I knew the Laird Meadow ones were different from Wallace because obviously Onion Mountain and Blue Creek is not Laird Meadow. Laird Meadow is like right above Louse Camp, which is right next to the Jerry Crew incident site.
Raptor.
Come on, Nikki, you say you're out. I didn't get finished reading it. You're out researching with Thomas Steenberg, and nobody else. Where's your proof? And you're always talking about old evidence and nothing new.
I have zero evidence. What are you talking about? You're so retarded.
Where's your? It's
a Bigfoot. Zero. I've never claimed to have proof of Bigfoot. Nothing.
I think he just likes to come in and be like, "Oh, none of you guys have evidence or proof. Prove it, and have that be up on his little hill there of like, oh, hey, you know, prove it. You guys don't ever have nothing, and you blocked me. You blocked me." And
you know that song by the Beatles called "Fool on the Hill"? It's written about Raptor Crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, Raptor, but man, it's like some of the stuff that you say doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense, buddy.
So it's okay because I don't see him, but now he popped up. I don't know what happened.
Well, it's your new channel, so it's yeah.
Seeing him.
Bye, Raptor. Well, no, it's like Raptor. He talks about how people are always blocking him because he's like spitting out truth and stuff, like claiming how I'm blocking him, doing all this stuff. I'm like, bitch, whatever. I'm reading your comment and commenting to you. You're not even blocked. Like, come on, dude. It's like, I don't know. I swear he just says stuff just to try and get attention from the chat and get attention from the host itself.
I've been like so peaceful over there. All of a sudden, I'm seeing him again. So
Raptor is Todd Crazy, or Raptor Crazy is Todd Gatewood on a mini scale.
Very. Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about there. I don't do any of that. I just go out there and have fun and put myself in certain situations. That's about it. And
that's all you can do, really. Just and try to do the best that you can and be honest with what you're presenting. You know, as far as don't fluff it up, don't enhance it to the point that's not what it originally is in the film. So yeah, that's all you can really do.
Thanks guys for coming on. I had a good time.
Yeah, thank you. Good discussion. Good first show.
Wants to head over to Steve's. Is Steve having a show tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Notice. So let everybody take off and go over there. And thanks guys. Leave a comment, please. I don't even have my music ready or nothing. So Be sure to hit that like button, share it, please. Tell people about the new channel. I don't know if next week will be on that channel or this channel. We'll just have to wait and see what kind of conversation we're going to have next week. So until then, thanks, Tate. Thanks, Tall Ones, for coming on and joining us today. And see you guys in those dark areas of the universe. Good night, guys.
All right.